Now, the key to this video success is making it engaging enough so that people with ADHD actually want to stay and watch. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Brittany, and on this channel I make so many different types of content, spiritual related content, but I'm kind of more transitioning to lifestyle type of content, like vlogs and advice videos like this one. So if you like this type of video, you want to see vlogs, my life as a student, creator, spiritual person, pregnant woman, soon to be single mom, life, whatever, make sure to subscribe and stick around, and make sure to like this video because it helps me out so much. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about how I like to study while also having ADHD that is realistic, but also works if you don't actually take medicine. I'm not going to sit here and be like, first step, take Adderall. Because I know that not everybody has access to that or doesn't necessarily want to turn to medication, and that's so okay and valid. Now, this is kind of sort of like a continuation or almost even a part 2 of a video that I did a couple weeks ago on how I prepare for the semester as a honors college student. So if you haven't seen that video, go check it out. I'll put it like in the cards up above, because I will kind of like bridge and expand off of those ideas that I talked about in the last video. So enough talking, because that's what causes people to get bored and click off. So let's go ahead and jump straight into my advice. So my first tip of advice is to see if your teacher, your professor, whoever offers some type of calendar or syllabus or list of assignments due with the due dates. Because in doing so, you can either print those out or save them onto your computer into a file somewhere you can easily reference them, like literally every single day. Check that calendar and list of due dates, because I promise you, waking up each day and chatting in your class group meet asking what's due this week really won't set you up for the success to properly study and prepare for what is to come, in my experience at least. That really is the first step to even try and attempt to study, is figuring out what to study for. This will ensure that you're not being blindsided by assignments and things that you forgot about or told yourself that you were going to remember but then ultimately forgot. And it happens to the best of us, and it's still going to continue to happen no matter how much you prepare, regardless if you have ADHD, ADD or not. We're human, it's okay. But still, knowing that you have those due dates and resources that you can look at and refer back to will help you just feel more confident, because you know what's coming up for that week. You know what you need to prepare for that week ahead, for the month ahead, for the whole semester. And you will feel just more prepared, and I feel like just that little bit of confidence will already put you into a better mood and mindset to actually sit down and read and focus on one thing and actually get it done. Now, the syllabus section kind of leads me to the planner section of my advice thing, planner / making lists. So not only is it one thing to check the due dates and the things that are coming up, I feel like it's so important to write them down or note them down somewhere. Have a planner, whether if it's an actual, book one, or if it's a calendar online, just putting it down somewhere where you can get reminders or somewhere you're going to be referencing it is so important. I'm sure so many people are tired of this advice, like make a list. And a list can only do so much. I will admit that a list isn't going to cure your ADHD or make it magically go away. But I do enjoy a good list. Personally, again, this is just what personally helps me, since I don't take any medicine and I just have tried so many different things, trialed and errored, to figure out what works for me, and this is what works for me. So making a list, writing things down in my planner, color coding by whatever class or work assignment that it is, and writing it down either, for that week ahead, for that day. And I, refer to my syllabuses and my calendars to see, okay, what is due this week and next week? How do I want to space out these assignments? How do I want to spread out this reading throughout the week so I know that I can get it done without overwhelming myself? Again, you kind of have to really be realistic with yourself and also gentle with yourself. You're not going to want to sit down and read a gazillion page chapter in your textbook in one sitting. So spread those pages out throughout the week. Of course, once you start trying these things and kind of spacing things out, you will begin to get a better understanding of yourself, your limits, your capacity. Can you actually read more in a day? Do you actually need to scale it back and start reading less? It's really about finding what works for you and implementing it when it comes to spacing out and planning out how you want to work through all your assignments for that week. Something that has truly helped me, like this one thing that has truly helped me to sit at my desk and study for hours on end, doing things that are so boring and unenjoyable, but I'm still able to power through it without, tons of discomfort, is, doing like study with me / Pomodoro like videos. So if you don't know what Pomodoro is, it is a study technique where you basically study for a set bit of time and you take a break, and you study for a set bit of time and you take a break. Typically, you study for 25 minutes and you take a 5-minute break. And you do that for 4 cycles, and then at the end you take a much longer break for like 30 minutes. You can do a 50-minute work period and a 10-minute break. So really just experiment with different time things to see what works for you, because maybe you generally can't study and sit for 50 minutes. That's fine. Sit and study for 25 minutes, for 15 minutes, for 10 minutes even. Find whatever, cycle works for you. But essentially the whole point of Pomodoro technique is to study for a bit of time, take a break, versus just sitting down and I'm going to study for 5 hours straight, because really that's not the most realistic, especially without taking breaks. Breaks are so important. Regardless if you have ADHD, ADD or not, give your mind, your eyes a break, especially if you are working from home, doing school from home, staring at a computer screen, staring at your phone. That hurts your eyes, at least it does for me. So taking breaks, being able to step away and then going back into it, you feel so much more refreshed. And there's tons of apps on the phone you can buy for a Pomodoro timer, but there are tons of videos on YouTube. Just type in study with me, Pomodoro. There's so many different videos with so many different time sequences, but I like to listen to music or nature sounds, and a lot of times those videos have lo-fi music, ambient music, fireplace sounds, rain sounds playing in the background, and they have a timer with it. So I have, I'm doing the technique, but I also get to listen to some relaxing music, which I feel personally helps me. Another thing that I feel provides more benefit with actually doing a video or somebody else's studying versus just simply setting a timer on my phone is the mimicking aspect. I don't know what it is about ADHD / ADD where mimicking somebody can help you so much in your work. That's why I say this one thing has truly helped me so much, is doing these videos. I don't know what it is, but having that video or that feeling that I'm studying with somebody, it makes me so much more motivated to actually, study with them. They're able to do this work, I'm gonna do it along with them too. So that's why I personally like to use the videos. Maybe for you, a video would be too distracting. Maybe you would catch yourself staring at them studying and you won't actually be doing any studying yourself. That's okay. Like I said, find what works for you, because videos work for me. Maybe just simply a timer on your phone will work for you. And another thing that just helps me too with watching those videos is actually studying for that set allotted time and hearing the timer go off, because really it goes by so fast, especially if you're doing a 25/5 Pomodoro. You get into this 25-minute flow and the timer goes off and you're like, whoa, I just did 25 minutes of straight work. And before you know it, literally 2 hours has gone by and you're like, oh my god, I literally just did 2 hours of work, and you just feel so proud of yourself. I feel that's such an amazing feeling, and I feel that alone will help you and motivate you to want to continue to study and get what you want to get done, get what you need to get done. Now, my very last tip of advice is simply gentleness. Being gentle on yourself is so important. I don't know about you guys, but for me, I can be very harsh and critical on myself if I don't get everything on my to-do list checked off, or if I get distracted by my phone, whatever it may be. I'm always finding some new way to criticize and put myself down, but really that does no good. I really have to look at my achievements for the day. Even if I just read a little bit of a chapter or only did one assignment, I got that thing done, and that's amazing. I have to remember that I have a whole new day tomorrow to, get back on top of things if if I'm able to. But I feel like being gentle and forgiving with yourself, if you do find yourself getting distracted or unable to focus, whatever it may be, it's okay to take a step back, because sometimes when you are in those mindsets where it's just so hard to concentrate, so hard to focus, I feel like that's really your body's way, your brain's way of telling you, like, I need a break. Because I feel like when I'm in those periods where I can't focus, but I'm trying to make myself focus, I feel like I don't retain any information. I'm just so focused on getting whatever it is done, I'm not even like aware of what I'm reading or taking in. So I feel like it's almost counterproductive to force myself to study. So if ever I'm feeling just too up in my head, take a step back, maybe I journal or read or go for a walk and do something to kind of like get things and energy and thoughts out of my system. And then I'm like, okay, now let me try again. So that is my advice. I wanted to keep this video not too much on the long side, because I feel like loading up on so many different tips and pieces of advice would become overwhelming. And I really feel like keeping it simpler, the better. Too, at least that's what works for me. So essentially it's checking my calendar and list of due dates, writing them down, planning it out through the week, splitting that work up throughout the week in a way that I know I can handle, and then setting a timer, Pomodoro type study method to actually get it done during the day. And of course, being gentle with myself, knowing that I'm doing the best that I can, and I know that I will still be able to produce really good results. Please let me know if you have any tips that you like to use, any tips, tricks that work for you when it comes to studying, staying focused, and getting things done. I would love to hear them, because I'm always looking for new things to try when I do study and sit down to work. Also, let me know if you enjoyed this video or if you try these tips and they actually work for you, because that would be so awesome. So yeah, again, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe to this channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.